Here's Storm Team 10 meteorologist Chris Cozart.
Heavy storms this morning rolled right over Lafayette and kind of hung around for a few hours, and they were producing about a 2 to 4 inch of rainfall per hour rainfall rate, and that definitely is a recipe for some significant flash flooding, and that definitely unfolded across much of Lafayette. National Weather Service right now calling it a once in a 20-year flood there for Lafayette. Let's take a look at our Sky 10 camera network. Looking a lot better, a lot of gray skies, but the bulk of the heavy rains now have moved out of Acadiana. There is still some issues here. You can see Ambassador Caffrey there on the outer lanes, still on the high side with the waters. But if we were to rewind about 3 to 5 hours ago, all these cars had to go in the center lane there in Ambassador Caffrey because of how high the waters were right there at the entrance to Walmart. Temperatures here in Lafayette this afternoon now mid-70s, some rain cooled air, but it's still warm and muggy. The actual cold front hasn't arrived yet, and it will this evening and then tonight, ushering in these temperatures into the mid to upper 50s, colder and breezy. Now this is rainfall radar estimates here from this morning. I think we received probably more than this. I think there was some areas in Lafayette that hit about 5 to 7 inches of rainfall that fell in about a 2 to 3 hour period. Showers and storms now over eastern Louisiana, and you can see even a tornado warning there. That's where now the threat for severe weather transitions, and also the flash flooding threat over Baton Rouge and eventually into Mississippi. Nothing back to the west. Could see a few isolated showers, but definitely the chance of rain starting to drop off significantly across Acadiana. That's going to really ease the rest of the flooding issues here across Acadiana over the next 2 to 4 hours. So once we're done with work, I think a lot of the issues will be over with here. Mid to upper 70s here this afternoon now, starting to push into the upper 70s with a little bit of drier weather. Still very muggy outside until that cold front arrives. Once it does tonight, it's going to knock the humidity right out, and it's going to feel very comfortable for several days all the way through the weekend. And then some slightly more humid weather will be turning back early next week. Temperatures rest of the day, upper 70s and near 80. Slow fall from there until that cold front arrives. I have us down to about 59. Models are a little bit colder than that, but clearing out, cooler, breezy by tomorrow morning. Heavy storms now extending over towards eastern Louisiana and Mississippi. Cold front right now somewhere between Dallas and Houston. You can see the cloud coverage with that frontal boundary. No rainfall, and it's heading our way, and we'll move through this evening. Now in the tropics, it's getting interesting. Showers and thunderstorms across the Caribbean. High likelihood this becomes Sarah. In fact, National Hurricane Center now has a 90% chance that this becomes at least a depression in the next 48 hours. The latest tropical models show it kind of drifting around here to the west, but then making that northerly turn and then eventually hooking over towards Florida there as we get into mid to late next week. And that's typical if we have any type of tropical systems that form in November. If they do reach the Gulf of Mexico, they trend further east, and definitely a strong cold front next week should push what would be the future Sarah over towards the peninsula of Florida. Models are showing a major hurricane with this, so unfortunately it could be another strong storm and another record breaker for this season for how late it is in the hurricane season. Temperatures rest of the day, upper 70s. Notice the clouds and the rainfall kicking out of here, and then for tonight it wants to bring us down to 55. That's going to be pretty chilly. Temperatures tomorrow only lower 70s, and that's where we should be for mid-November, so we finally get a feel of what it should feel like in November. The entire month so far has been extremely warm, and I think we still hit about 80. Scattered rain basically over. The severe risk is over as well. A few isolated showers still possible. Upper 50s tonight. Beautiful weather taking over. 73 Thursday, Friday. Much colder, sunnier, breezy Thursday, sunny and cool Friday, and typical November weather for us to enjoy over the weekend, mid-70s. We will get back in the lower 80s early next week, but another strong cold front. It could come in Tuesday to Wednesday. All right, I think we're starting to improve across those roadways. As I've mentioned, floodwaters will continue to recede. Let's toss it back out to Dawson.